Hello and welcome back to the English Talk podcast. I'm your host, Sandra, and today we have a topic that I just know so many of you struggle with. Tell me if this sounds familiar. You've been studying English for years. You totally understand your teacher. You can even watch movies with subtitles. But then you talk to a native speaker and suddenly it feels like a completely different language. Don't worry, you are so not alone. In today's episode, How to Understand Native English Speakers Fast, we're going to share the secrets that will help you catch every word, train your ear, and finally feel confident when you're listening to native speakers. And of course, I'm joined by my fantastic co-host, Adam. Hi, Adam.
Hey, Sandra. Hey, everyone. I'm really excited about this one. This is one of my favorite topics because I know how frustrating it can be when you think you understand English and then a native speaker just opens their mouth and boom, lightning speed. But trust me, it's not impossible. There are strategies that really, really work. And today we're going to break them all down.
I love that. So let's just dive right in. Adam, what's the big secret? Why is it so hard for learners to understand native English speakers?
Great question. And it's not just one thing. It's really a combination of a few things. First, there's just speed. Native speakers talk way faster than what you're used to from textbooks or your teacher.
Oh, for sure. The speed is a killer.
Right. And second, something called connected speech. We just don't pronounce every word separately. We blend them all together. Like, what do you want to do becomes, what do you want to do? It's like one long word.
That one gets everybody. What else?
Okay. Number 3 is idioms and slang. We love informal language, right? We say things like, it's raining cats and dogs, or let's hit the road. If you don't know those expressions, you're going to feel completely lost. And finally, number 4 is accent and pronunciation. You know, water in American English sounds totally different than water in British English.
Exactly. And the good news is, once you know these patterns, you can actually train yourself to recognize them faster, which brings us to our first strategy. Okay, let's talk solutions. Strategy number 1, train your ear for connected speech.
Yes, this is the foundation. English is it's full of these reduced forms. We already said want to becomes wanna, going to becomes gonna, even something like did you often becomes Jew.
Let's give a quick example, Adam. Could you say a sentence for us slowly, word by word, and then say it naturally like you would in a real conversation?
Sure thing. Okay, so slowly it would be, I am going to eat later. But naturally, I just say, I'm going to eat later.
See the difference? It's huge. If learners expect to hear every single word clearly pronounced, they'll just miss it. But if you know these reductions exist, your brain can catch them much faster. Okay, listeners, let's do a little practice. It's time for our first fluency builder exercise. I'm going to say a phrase naturally, and I want you to try and repeat it out loud. Ready? First one. What you doing? One more time. What you doing? Which, of course, means, what are you doing? Okay, next one. Give me a minute. Repeat after me. Give me a minute. Which means, give me a minute. And last one. Let me know. For let me know. Great. Keep listening for these when you watch movies or podcasts.
That's a great exercise. And that leads perfectly into our second strategy. Don't try to understand every single word. It's a huge mistake learners make. Native speakers, we throw in so many fillers like like, and we hesitate. We add extra sounds. It's just noise.
Right. So instead of focusing on every sound, you should focus on the key words, the content words. For example, if someone says, I was kind of thinking maybe we could grab some food later or something.
Whoa, that's a mouthful.
It is. But the important words are just thinking, grab, food, later. That's it. That gives you the whole meaning.
Exactly. Train your brain to be a detective for the content words and just let the small filler words fly by.
Okay, on to strategy number 3. Get used to different accents. Adam, do you think learners need to, study every single accent in detail?
Oh, definitely not at first. That would be overwhelming. The most important thing is just to be exposed to different accents. The goal is to train your brain not to panic when it hears something new. So, for example, in American English, we say water with a soft D sound, water. But in British English, it's more like wota.
Yes, and just to add another one, in Australian English, you might hear something like woda. They're all so different.
Exactly. So the trick is, don't try to memorize every accent. Just train your ear by listening to a variety of sources. Watch YouTube videos from the UK, listen to podcasts from Australia, watch movies from Canada. Just get that variety.
Time for Fluency Builder Exercise 2, Accent Practice. Let's try a fun mini practice. Adam, say the word schedule in the 2 most common accents for our listeners.
Okay. In American English, it's schedule. Schedule. But in British English, you'll hear schedule. Schedule.
Perfect example. Listeners, go ahead and repeat both versions. That way, the next time you hear either one, you'll recognize it instead of getting confused. Now, for strategy number 4, use context clues. It's okay if you don't catch every word.
Yes, this is so important. For example, if someone asks you, "Do you want to grab a bite?" Maybe you've never heard the phrase grab a bite before. You might panic.
But if you're standing outside a restaurant around lunchtime, you can probably guess that it means they want to eat something.
Totally. You use the situation, the location, the person's gestures. All of those things are clues to help you fill in the missing pieces. Don't just rely on your ears.
Absolutely. Okay, we've arrived at our final and maybe most important strategy. Strategy number 5.
Yes. Now here's the part that ties it all together. Practice active listening every single day. Even just 10 or 15 minutes of focused, active listening daily can totally transform your skills.
Right. And by active listening, we don't mean just having an English podcast on in the background while you do other things. We mean you listen, you pause, you repeat what you hear, and you can even try shadowing the speaker.
Yes, shadowing is amazing. And for practice, choose a short YouTube video. First, listen once without any subtitles. See what you get. Then listen again with subtitles to check your understanding. And for the third time, pause after each sentence and repeat what you hear. That's active listening.
Let's try that now. Time for our final fluency builder, shadowing. I'm going to say a sentence naturally, and I want you to try and say it at the exact same time as me. It's tricky, but it's powerful. Ready? First one. It's not that hard once you practice every day. Okay, let's try another. Can you give me a hand with this? And one more. I'll call you back in a minute. Great job! Shadowing really helps your mouth and your ears work together as a team.
It really does. So, Sandra, before we do a quick recap, what's one final piece of advice you'd give our listeners?
Yes, please, everyone remember this. Understanding native speakers is not about being perfect. It's not about catching 100% of the words. It is about getting the main idea and feeling confident enough to respond. With practice, your brain gets faster and faster.
That's such a good point. And don't forget, every native speaker is different. Some speak super fast, some use tons of slang, and some are very clear. The more exposure you get to different people, the easier it all becomes.
You know, Adam, we touched on idioms and slang earlier, but I think it's worth diving a little deeper into that. It's one of the biggest challenges for learners because it's a part of the language that isn't always logical. You can't just translate the individual words. Okay, so just to quickly recap today's top tips. 1. Train your ear for connected speech. 2. Focus on the key words, not every single word. 3. Expose yourself to lots of different accents. 4. Use context clues to help you understand. And 5. Practice active listening daily.
Follow those and you will see a huge improvement.
That's it for today's episode of the English Talk podcast. If you enjoyed this lesson and found it helpful, please make sure to follow us, share it with your friends, and most importantly, keep practicing every single day.
Thanks for joining us, everyone. And remember, English is a journey, not a race. Don't get discouraged. Keep listening, keep practicing, and soon you'll understand native speakers with no problem.
We'll see you next time. Bye for now.